Good morning, my crafty friends. How are you doing today? My name is Tina Kavergich, and I am Northern Stamper. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Wednesday. It is another My Wednesday Inspiration kind of day. It's 10:30. I hope you have yourself grabbed your coffee and come and join me. I do appreciate it. Mark in the comments where you're from, or if you've watched or joined in any of my other previous videos. This weekend I had done a kind of like a little Halloween kind of 3-day private kind of workshop party online. So that went really fun. I had a lot of fun. I love doing kind of theme parties. I guess that's a layover from my scouting days, and with the little cubs, we always had something that was kind of theme based. I loved it. I miss it. Loved it. And so I think I still have that in my blood. Was dressed up as a pirate with my friend Nemo. Nemo has now gone back home, so I have no more people or fish to remind me what to do. Good morning, Catherine. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to come and pick up your prize from the weekend. Yay! And I'd like to know what you've made with it once you get it home with you. Catherine has won one of our door prizes. It was a stamp set, gift wrapped. It is a really nice stamp set. It does come as a bundle. You can purchase the punch that comes with it, and it is it's a lot of fun. You can make it for Christmas. I've done some that are related to birthdays. I'm trying to think outside the box. But thank you very much for joining me. And today I'm going to be working with two new items today. Two new items. One is actually found in the annual catalog. If you don't have a catalog, drop me a message. I'll send it out to you. And what we are going to be doing today is working with the Stamparatus. It is a kind of very useful tool. Unfortunately, it does not get enough airplay, I think. So it is a tool that I'm going to show you today. We are going to be using this tool. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And we are going to be making cards. I'm going to show you a card with the new stamp set that you can purchase. It is coming out in, you can now purchase it either singly or as a bundle. This is a really cool stamp set. It's called Curvy Christmas. So it's kind of like all on a curve. So that's one stamp set. There's a second stamp set called Quiet Curvy. So it has like leaves and stuff like that, and also sayings on a kind of a curve. Good morning, Karen. Thank you for joining us. And it does come with dies. I put these dies in a case so that I don't lose any. So I just wanted to show you some of these dies. They're very cool. One side is sharp, the other side is flat, so you can run through. And I've already pre-cut some items out with that. So we're going to be making a card using these two stamp sets, and I wanted to show off using it with the Stamparatus. So what really is a Stamparatus? It is a tool that is really good for positioning, double stamping. I'm a terrible double stamper. A double stamping is when you put one image down and then you need to stamp right on top with a different image. I can never get it right. I don't know, it starts going down and then something just kind of turns to the left or right. I don't know how that happens with you, but I'm going to show you the Stamparatus fixes that problem. It's really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my camera up on a mount so that you can see onto the workspace. So if you have any questions, please try and post them. I will try and keep an eye on the comments as they come through. They're always a little bit delayed, but I will try and keep up with it. So if you hold on a second, let's see if I can get this up on here without too much of an issue. So bear with me here. Okay. So there we go. So as I mentioned, the Stamparatus, I'm going to show it to you. So this Stamparatus, it is a really well-maintained tool. So I wanted to show you. So the Stamparatus, when it comes out, I'm going to put all the pieces back. There are some, so they got this big sturdy base. So this is great if you have a large stamp set that you want to use and you don't have large blocks. So if you don't have the large blocks, that is great because this fits really nicely on here. I should mention the Stamparatus is $67. But it is worth every penny. So you have the Stamparatus itself. So I'm going to put it like this so that you can see the two hinges up on top. You do receive a foam mat. Now this is for if you have polymer stamps, and those are the ones that you can see through. So polymer stamps, you need a little bit of cushioning underneath, and that's what that black mat does for you. If you have the other kind that have the red on it, you don't need the mat, because there is the cushioning on the stamp set itself. But because we're using polymer, we need to have this down. You can also, it also comes with a, does it come with it? Or, so there is a grid on the Stamparatus itself. You can order or just make your own little grid paper that fits in the middle. Let's see how this goes. Let's put it up here. So I got the corner in there. So this is, like I said, a really well maintained, and it helps you set up and place your stamps exactly where you want them. So what I want to do is, say I have a stamp set. I'm going to use one of these Curvy Christmases, and we'll just pull one off. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a piece of paper, and so you can see. So if I want to use this, now I'm not going to shove it right up into the corner because the hinges may cause a bit of an issue. So I'm going to pull it down here, and on the back there are some magnets. You will see when you order, they are hidden back here. I do have to give you a warning about the magnets. They are super duper strong. Do not let them get near each other. So I'm going to put one off to the side here, and I'm going to hold on to the other one. So what you do is you put your paper down. So I'm going to follow the kind of the grid here, and I'm going to just put one down there and one down here. Now you're going to notice that on these magnets I have a piece of tape. Some people have used washi tape. I've used painter's tape. Now that's just to lift it off easier. Otherwise I'm going to be kind of fiddling with it, and it's likely to touch. Do not let these magnets get near each other. They are very strong and they will pull together, and by accident it is possible they may shatter. So be very careful with that. I'm going to show you a trick that I've learned. If they do come together, oh, I just pinched my finger. So very, very strong. If they do come together like this, just slide them apart and then pull. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to be trying to pull them apart just like that. So remind you, careful with the magnets. Keep them away from each other. So I have them placed down. Now the magnets are on here because the base plate is metal. So that's going to stick right there. And I've put it in. Now this works great if you're making multiple cards. Say I'm going to make about 8 or 9 of these. I'm going to keep putting the same. I'm going to be putting the paper in the exact same spot. So one tip is get a little bit of washi tape if you're doing multiples, and just kind of line it up, just so that when you're going for each one, you know exactly where they're going, where the card corner is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to put it down there. Now, this is the part that goes down on the paper. I'm going to lay it down. Okay. And I'm going to put my hinge on. Now, these are really great hinge plates. They go in at 90 degrees, and you can put up to 4 different stamps on. So I could put 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 plates. Careful as they go in so that they don't sit on top of each other, because you will break the hinges. So it goes in at 90 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to just pick up that stamp right now. So if I'm just going to close that up, it picks it up. Make sure it's on there. And the paper didn't move because of the magnets. So if I were now to ink up, I do multiple, it's going to be in the exact same spot. I love that. So it is a really good stamp, and that's why it works for the double stamping, because you can get it exactly. So if I had that as double stamping, so this would be my first layer. I picked it up. I know exactly where it's going to be. And if I had a second stamp and I was double stamping, I could use the second hinge at 90 degrees, lay it right on top, put the stamp down, and pick that up. And that would be exactly on top of where it is. So I just wanted to show you. So double stamping, it works really well. So I got the two hinges. In the meantime, I'm just going to pull one off. Okay, so that talks about the hinges. Be careful that they don't sit on top of each other. When you do store it, take the plates apart, like pull them off, and just so that they don't sit in the hinge and crack it. So I just wanted to show you that. So I talked about the magnets. Be very careful of those. If they do shatter, you can always order another set in from the catalog. The plates are great, and I've talked about the ruler, the grid sheet and stuff like that, so I wanted to let you know. Talked about the red rubber and what you need for the polymer, the see-through with the matte. So, okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to show you, let's move on to making actually one of the cards today using the Curvy Christmas. I am going to be actually using the stars from the Curvy Christmas, and I'm going to be making a type of New Year's card. So what I'm going to do, one of the tricks actually with the Stamparatus is when you have the stamp on the one side, stick your case underneath so it's nice and flat. This case is the exact same height as you need, like when you want to ink up items here on this side. So put a case underneath. So let us look. I have pre-cut some of the items from the die machine with some of the dies from the Curvy Keepsake. And what I wanted to show you is this is the one that I laid it down. One side is very sharp and one side is higher, so it's going to cut right through, and it's going to leave this kind of edge. And what I'm going to do is I've cut that out with the silver. I've cut it out. I had some old sparkly silver, and this is what it would look like as if I didn't pull it apart. I'm going to have to pop out those little pieces with a little pokey tool. Let's see if I have one. So, but I'm not going to take the time and do that right now. So I just wanted to show you that it does work. So I'm going to be using it with these tools. So that's what I've pre-cut out. Oops. Don't want to lose them, so I put them all back in the case. So just to keep them there. And good morning, Debbie. I'm glad you could join me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay one of the pieces on the cardstock. And I have my card base. So I am going to, eventually, I will cut this down and I'm going to have a large border around. So if I cut that down, and I'm just going to lay that down, I want to have it there, about there. Remember, I'm going to peel this off. Whoop. And the great thing about this is I can manipulate it to go to any curve I want. So I want to force it into a particular curve to match. So, whoop. Oh my goodness, it's very, very sticky. It's very sticky today. So I'm going to put it about there. So, okay. Now I'm going to close this up. I'm going to take this piece away because I know where it's going to be, thereabouts. I'm going to pull that closed, pick it up. And remember, I had the washi tape, so I know exactly where it's going to be. Keep those guys in there. I'm going to ink up this side. And what color am I going to use? Let's go with Bumblebee, because I think that's a good, with the black and the silver, I think that would look good. So I'm going to ink up. Now, what really works well is if I miss some of this on here and I ink it, let's see if it's going to work. And I can always pull it back up again and re-ink it again. I'm just going to take a little bit of this ink off here. Okay, so I'm going to close it now. Okay. Now I missed some of it here. So there is not enough ink. So I don't need to move it because it should be exactly where it should be. I can ink up again and close it again. So that's a great thing. It doesn't move, or it shouldn't move. Okay. And I carefully lift it and it continued on. So I could have re-inked that again and again and again. So just to let you know, I'm just going to close this ink pad, and I have my little chamois. I've cut my chamois in half a little bit for this to clean up. It's much easier to handle when it's a little smaller. Oh, and I think my chamois is a little bit too wet. So let's put that over there. I do not suggest using Kleenex too much on your stamps because they get little bits on. So I now have it on the curve. I'm going to pull this off. Now if I wanted to, I could add another one on top. Okay, let's just do that just so I can show you. I'm going to add another curve of stars. And let's see if I can get it off a little bit so the stars are a little different. Okay. See, this works great. See how I can use it to lay on top. So if I was doing a double stamp, this would work really, really well. Okay. Good morning, Debbie. Oh, no. So I'm going to shift that back. Make sure my magnets are on top. So, and let's ink up in a slightly different color. I don't know what color. Let's go with, what goes with blue? Black and silver. Should I do yellow again? I don't know. Let's just go another color. So I'm going to do, this is Seaside Spray. I like this color. This is a really nice blue color. Let's see if it works. Can't tell if it's on there or not. So I'm going to put that aside. Close it up. Let's see how that goes. Okay, see how it works great on the hinge? Oh, wow. Okay. So let's go with that. So now I have it on two different curves. So you can see if I was double stamping, that would work really well. So let's try that up. I'm going to take this off actually. And if I want, I can, now I'm going to put the other hinge on, just in case I want to do another stamping. So I'm going to take these two magnets off, put that off to the side, and I'm going to work with my card. Just put that off to the side there. Now I don't have a sample to show you because I'm doing this, I guess it's kind of blind. So what I'm going to do is I am going to lay down some of this silver. And if I put it like that, I'm going to just tape it on the back here. This is a really nice set. So I'm working right now with the Christmas one, but the other one has beautiful, beautiful leaves. Oh, where I should show you. Where'd it go? Really nice leaves. I should gonna put that right there so you can see. And I'll put that right there. I just love, it's really nice actually. I've seen so many different things made with this. And I'm going to just close up that little part here. I just add a little bit of glue. This is leftover papers that I've had. I actually did cut, when I got this, I was so excited. I cut a whole bunch of different colors as a rainbow. And I created a card like a rainbow. So if I did that on that side, and I did that on that side, and I could put a sentiment in there. Let's see what sentiment I could do. Okay. I'm going to have to pull out my Stamparatus again. Okay, so if I did that, hooray for you. Oh, wishing you the happiest birthdays. Thinking of you makes my day. So I'm just going to pull one of these out. And I'm going to pull back my Stamparatus, because now I actually want to put that sentiment in there. So let's get this guy back. That's what works so great about it. See, I can put it back in where I had it before, line it up. Going to put my magnets down and lay my sentiment in there. Do I want it below? Let's see. Do I want that one? May your days be happy and bright. It's a tough choice. I think that they've given me too many choices. I think that's the problem. Okay. So what I'm going to do is actually I am going to try and force it. See, I can force it a little bit to sit in there. Okay. Bear with me. And I'll just put it like that, because I'm going to use black anyways. So, all right, I'm just going to use black. So I'm going to pick it up. And I'm going to pick it up. Don't make a liar out of me. Okay, put it back in there. I guess these are really, really super duper sticky. So you can tell I haven't used these ones yet. They're like really sticky. So I'm going to ink up that. I know you can't see. Yeah, it's off the camera. But I'm just going to add a little bit of basic black to that. And let's go back down. Okay. Pull this up. Ooh, hey, that looked actually pretty cool. Look at that. All right, I'm just going to pull this hinge off, put it up here, and move the magnets. Let that dry a little bit. And I'm going to add my silver to it. Okay, so let's do that. Glue it up. Okay. Now I mentioned that I'm going to do a bit of cutting. It would help if I had my trimmer here with me. Oop. And then I'll do this one on top. Okay. So let's do that. Pull it right up to the top. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going to lay that down. Now, because I'm using liquid glue, I am just going to put this on top for just a few seconds. I want to make sure that they're nice and flat. And in the meantime, I'm going to go grab my trimmer. Sorry about that. So usually I have all of my tools already all with me. So okay, so that should be done about now. That glue. And I'm just going to trim it down. Take off a little bit. Come on. Okay. A little bit on this side. This is a really great stamp set that came out. They always come out with some really, really nice sets. And I'm very excited to use it. And I'm going to put it on the black base. After this, I'm going to show you, oh, it looks like I can cut a little bit more off. I'm going to show you another trick with the Stamparatus using the hinge to make some very cool cards. So I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, hopefully you're not shaking too much. Sorry about that. And let's add some dimensionals. This is kind of like, I was thinking New Year's kind of theme for these cards. Because I've made so many Christmas cards now, I want to think of something a little bit different. So if I wanted to, I could add a little bit more. I'll probably add a bow with some ribbon down here, and then just kind of jazz it up a little bit more, just so that you know. Okay. So I just wanted to show you the Curvy keepsake with that. I'm going to be not Curvy keepsake, the Curvy Christmas bundle with that. I'm going to bring back in the Stamparatus, and I wanted to show you a very cool technique that you can do with this card, with this Stamparatus. So I need my plate, so I'm going to pull off the last stamp sets that I've used. And I really only need one plate at this moment, so I'm going to be using that. And this time, I'm going to be using the ornate thanks, and I'm going to be using the thank you all the way down this, and it's called hinge stepping. So I'm just going to toss that in here, and what I'm going to have to do is, oh dear. Remember I told you, be careful. I'm going to slide them perpendicular and then pull them apart. So that happens very quickly. So please be very careful when you have your magnets in your hands. So what I'm going to do is, this is a very cool looking card. And so I'm going to lay this down. Make sure that's the stamper side down. Okay. I'm just going to lay down thank you. And I'm going to pick it up. Okay, can you see that? I know there's a bit of a shine on there. I do apologize. Okay. And I'm going to, oh, come on, you guys. I'm going to be using a whole bunch of different ink colors. This is a lot of fun. So let us start with, I'm going to start with Misty Moonlight. So, okay, I'm going to ink up the thank you with one color. Make sure I get it all the way around. And bring it down. Okay, and stamp, lift. Oh, see, it didn't work on that. So let's try again. Always remember, paper has two sides in case something goes horribly wrong. So, there we go. Come on. Ah, there we go. So I got the one thank you. I'm going to close this up because I don't want to stick my elbow in it. I'm going to clean off the thank you. Ooh, that is a little bit too wet. Okay. Now I'm going to leave it right exactly where it is on the plate. I'm actually going to move the plate itself, and that's why you don't use tissues. So I'm going to lift up the plate and move it down one hinge. I've moved it down one hinge, and I just want to be careful with that. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure that there's no tissue on there. So I'm going to use a different color. So I used Misty Moonlight. Let's go with a little lighter blue with Seaside Spray. Ink up the Seaside Spray. Okay. I haven't moved the paper, but I have moved it down one hinge. Okay. Going to, same thing. Here's the thank you on that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up, move it down one more hinge. Okay. Clean off my stamp from that color. I'm going to use a different color now. I just want to make sure that that's dry. There we go. I'm going to use a different color now. So let us go with a purple Highland Heather. So you can't go wrong. All of the colors match really well. That's one thing I like about Stampin' Up. Okay, so I moved it down another hinge, going across, lift it up. Oh, see, there we go. I have to go back, add a little bit more ink to that. Okay, and I'm going to close it up. This works really well. There we go. Lift it down one more hinge. Clean it off. Let's see what other colors have I got here. I'm going to dry it a little bit. Let us go with the No, I got a light purple. Purple Posy. Now, Purple Posy is no longer in production. This is I just wanted to show you what I can do with moving down. Okay. Okay. Gonna go like that. Close it up. There we go. And I'm going to go down one more hinge. I'm going to move my magnet, clean this off. It's a couple of steps in between. So I wanted to show you kind of the basic idea behind it. I think you're gathering it now, how it works. And I think maybe my stamp set is a little bit too moist from the wiping. So I should be using the water in the chamois. So let us do with the bumblebee as the last one. Just wanted to show you what you can do with this Stamparatus. Oh, look at that. I've really inked it up. So even though I have a lot of ink on that, it shouldn't transfer over. So I'm just going to go like that. Oh, forgot part of the T. Forgot part of the T. Apparently I didn't ink the T. So go back, add some ink. This is great. And go back up, ink the T. There we go. And move my magnets off. I'm just going to pull this off so I have more room to work with. There we go. Now, if I have a card I can put that on, let's put it on a blue card base. Okay. There we go. And now if I can always add some more to it. Ribbons and stuff, but I wanted to show you the idea on the hinge stamping. This looks really cool. You can either just have one color and then do another generation so it slowly lightens up as you go down or up. But I wanted to show you what you can do with the Stamparatus. It is a really good investment. For $67, it's really good. It gives you really good, clean, crisp images. And if you have a stamp so the double stamping, so this would be it. Oh, maybe I could quickly show you. Oh, but it's 11 o'clock. My heavens. Yes, Catherine is great. It is no measuring. So this is where I would do the double stamping. I did have that. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to show you the Stamparatus. It is a really good tool to have. And you might want to consider that. And maybe I can just do one quick. I really want to show you this double stamping. So bear with me. It'll take 2 minutes, not even. Well, let's clear this up. I'm going to clean this up. I really get so excited with the stamping. I wanted to show you how well it works with double stamping. I don't know. For some reason, I just cannot double stamp. I don't know. I think my eyes go crooked at the very last second. So I'm going to clean my plate. And I want to have nice clean plates here. Okay, do that a little bit. So it all wipes up really well. So I'm going to use just one piece of Whisper White just to lay it down. So just for a sample. Okay. So I have, oh, pardon me, Sorry about that. So I have the double stamping. I have a jar here. So let's put the jar down. Okay. I'm going to put the jar down. Okay. Just like that. And I'm going to pick it up. Now in that jar, I'm going to have the back part on the other hinge. So let me try and bring this in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink up the jar on this side. Okay. This is how we double stamp. And I'm going to put this sucker underneath just to make sure that that's better. Okay, so I used my black. This is just a sample to show you. I'm going to close it. And I'm using the hinge here. Here we go. I'm pressing on it. Okay. And there's the image. So I have the image. Now on the second piece, I'm going to put my double stamp part. So there's one side I want to use the back of this stamp to fill it up with water. So I close it up. See how the stamp is just laying on top? Now, if I did this freehand, I would never get it. I don't know why. Eyes are crooked, I guess. So I'm going to lift it up. Okay. It's off the screen. I'm sorry. I'm just going to ink it up with some blue. Okay. I have it like that. Now I'm going to close up the hinge. So I got one on one side and the other one, the double stamping, is on the other hinge, right on top. And I lift it up. Look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Wow. There you go. Now, if I want to finish that up, I can... Ooh, I was going to say, where's the stamp set? I can pull up some flowers on there from here. And I could lay it on top. These are a little bit too high. Let's go with these ones. Okay, I'm going to lay that on top. Now, I say I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. I'm going to pull this up, turn it over. I'm going to leave the other one on that side because I'm going to do more cards. Okay, going to just put it back in with the corner that I had. Okay, lay it down. Now, okay, might have to go on the sides here. Bear with me. Here we go. So I got the jar on the one side, picking it up. There we go. I'm going to ink up my flowers. So now I've got 3 stamps going here. I can do one more stamp if I want. So if I'm doing a whole bunch, I could use the sentiment one on the bottom. Oh, and where is I need my friend Nemo here with me to remind me. I always seem to forget something. There, look, it works much better that way. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to stamp on top. I can add the pressure right to the stamp. Lift it up. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So, there we go. So now I've done 3 stamps. Now, if I had a sentiment on the 4th one, I would pull this up, turn it over, pick up the sentiment, and finish it off. So, wow, isn't that fantastic? That is really nice. So double stamping perfectly in there. I can lay this, and now I can make about 20 cards of these if I want. So if I'm doing a whole stack or I'm doing a swap, this would work great. So take a look at the Stamparatus. It is an overlooked tool. It is a fantastic tool to have. It is overlooked. I think it just does not get enough recognition for all the great things that it does. So remember, when you're storing, pull your plates apart. Okay, one on each side. There's one hinge there, one hinge there. I'm just leaving those on for now. And then just lay it like that and keep it in a little box, or purchase. There is a little carrying case inside for $39. There's a carrying case to keep all your Stamparatus. So the Stamparatus is $67. There are extra magnets if you need for 16. If you want an extra deluxe foam mat for $8. This was actually, think about it, works well too. Is if you don't have the Stamparatus and you're just going somewhere, just grab the mat and use that for your polymer stamps too. And the small grid paper if you like. So it is a really good tool. So consider the Stamparatus, and don't forget the new Curvy Christmas and Curvy dies and the Quiet Curvy set that is coming out. They're really nice. Great things. This is so cute. Look at those little birds. So let me know what you think about today's class, and I will see you next Wednesday at 10:30 for my Wednesday inspiration. Don't forget, drop me a comment and let me know what you think of today's class. Have a great day.